Going on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank you all so much for joining me for this being my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 episode 13. A couple things I want y'all to do before we get started. As always, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big white subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that thing, so why don't you go ahead and vouch for it, brother. Also, be sure to leave a thumbs up for this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content I'm putting out on my channel. Be sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this particular episode. What are your thoughts as we're getting closer to the reunion? I don't know exactly how many more episodes we have before the reunion, but I do know they shot the reunion last Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see what happens when that comes about. Be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but certainly not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. So as all you guys know, when I do these reviews on Real Housewives, I typically only talk about the things that stuck out to me. So I'm only going to be talking about really one thing in particular for this episode because everything else was sort of kind of fluff. But the ladies are in Scotland. I think I said in my last review that they were going to Sweden. I'm so sorry about that. They're going to Scotland. Scotland is where they shoot Traitors, the show that Phaedra and Portia were both a part of. I don't know exactly how far Phaedra went. I don't think she won. I believe Parvati won the season that Phaedra was a part of. And Portia was the first person who was banished from the house on her season of Traitors, which was the most recent season. So the ladies are in Scotland. They're all having a good time. They are in this beautiful castle-like looking house. So everyone has their own room, things of that nature. So the ladies are sitting down, right? And the main thing that I'm going to be talking about for this review is Angela versus Shamea. It seems like Angela was sort of kind of put on blast. Angela, her, slip was showing this episode. From the first episode of this season, and the reads that Angela has been giving, I know for a fact that Angela has been fishing for information on these other ladies. Like, her sources, like for her to know that Pinky owes all these people, and this being Pinky's first season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I knew that Angela had to get that from a source. I knew that. So in this episode, Angela is suggesting that Shamea, first of all, Angela has been saying that Shamea has been sleeping with men on the Hawks, that play for the Atlanta Hawks. Angela is apparently a host for the Hawks games. So, she's been throwing that out there for the last couple of episodes. Now she's saying that Shamea has been sleeping with this man named George, who apparently donated to Shamea's foundation of some sort. And Angela brings up this woman named Ashley. I can't remember what the relationship of Ashley is to George. I don't know if Ashley is George's wife or whatever the case might be. But Angela then corrects herself and says that, that allegation came from her, that she slept with George. I don't understand why Shamea is sort of kind of the guinea pig of this season, that everyone, because it's not that everyone was sort of kind of getting on Shamea this episode, but with Angela being the main one who is bringing up all of these random rumors. I don't even think that it was a rumor or it had ever been a rumor. I feel like Angela just pulled that out of her ass. But I feel bad for Shamea in this space. I really do, because Shamea lives a very luxurious life. She has a very rich husband. So she really doesn't have to be on this show. So in that case, I don't necessarily feel that bad for Shamea, but to be on national television and for other women to be throwing all of these allegations at you that are completely flivorous, whatever the case might be, doesn't make any sense. And I personally don't appreciate that at all. Angela has been my favorite housewife all season. I'm a little disappointed that she's, been throwing these allegations around about Shamea all season long. In these allegations, I don't think I don't think Angela has any proof of these allegations actually being true. So Angela goes on to, Shamea texts Ashley. And Shamea's, trying to tell her that, Angela's trying to say that I'm sleeping with George and it's not true. And Ashley is trying to stay out of it. And then Angela ends up calling Ashley. And Ashley, and Angela tells Ashley that she alleged that Shamia had been sleeping with George, and that it did not, and because Shamia was trying to say that Angela was saying that Ashley said it, and Angela was like, no, it was me that said it. I'm the one that said it. So while Angela's on the phone with Ashley, Ashley's like, I told you I did not have any tea on Shamia. I told you I want to stay neutral in this back and forth between you girls. So it's clear that Angela wanted Ashley to be one of her sources. And apparently Ashley didn't have no tea about any of the other girls. So Angela was sort of kind of put on blast on this episode, and in my opinion, seen as a liar, which is typically never a good thing on these housewife shows. So I don't know how it's going to go at the reunion with Angela. I hope that she can. I hope that she can. She can. I hope she sticks up for herself in the best way possible, because she's still my favorite housewife, to be honest. And to be honest, this is what housewives do. So I'm not that disappointed, but I am disappointed in the fact that Angela is alleging that Shamia is sleeping with random men. Like, if there was actual proof behind her allegations, it would be easier for me to take, and I wouldn't be nearly as disappointed. But because it sounds like Angela just pulled this out of her ass, then I really can't respect that at the end of the day. So, it is what it is. So Angela's slip is definitely showing in this particular episode, and I am disappointed about that. So the ladies then go out to eat, you know what I'm saying? And they have a very interesting conversation. And I love the fact that Shamia and Kay were able to talk out their issues. So I hope that this does not lead into the reunion, because, Shamia said, well, not Shamia, but K. Michelle said that she went out with Shamia and her mom. And then Shamia was telling her, I hope that you're happy that I'm being friends with you, because a lot of people were telling me that I should not get close to you. And that sort of kind of threw K. Michelle off a little bit. And I'm so surprised at how K. Michelle has been put into the background for this latter part of the season. I have a feeling that something major is going to happen with K. Michelle as we get closer to the end of the season. But it seems like K. Michelle, in the first 3 episodes, K. Michelle was the main character of the show. And as we've gone through the episodes, ever since episode 4, K. Michelle is sort of taking a back seat. And I don't like that at all. I really don't. But I'm so glad that, and I'm so glad that, I'm just glad that Shamia and K. Michelle didn't blow up at the table. They also asked one another, have they ever been with another woman? 3 of the women have not. I believe it was Phaedra and Cynthia, and maybe one of the housewives who's never been with a woman. I thought that was an interesting conversation. But yeah, I'm just sort of kind of disappointed in Angela, because Ashley, like, I don't know why she called Ashley. Maybe she didn't think that Ashley would, reveal that Angela was reaching out to her for a mess and tea on the other ladies. She clearly should. There's no way that she knew that Ashley was going to say that, but it is what it is. Tell me, you guys, tell me what you guys think in the comments about this episode. Are you guys disappointed in Angela? Were you surprised that Angela was sort of kind of put on Front Street in the fact that she's looking for tea on the other girls? Do you feel bad for Shamia? Let me know down in the comments. Who are your favorite housewives for this season? For me, it's still going to be Angela, because I feel like she's doing the most work out of all the girls to keep her spot on the show. But let me know down in the comments. Be sure to join me every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for my live Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I go live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. with my sister Prophetic Fire Reiki, as well as our friend Bianca Edwards. We always have a great time talking about the latest happenings and goings on in the world. So join us every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.